The Fairly OddParents is this super fun animated show created by the awesome Butch Hartman. It first hit our screens on March 30th, 2001 and stuck around for over a decade, making it one of Nickelodeon's top-tier animated hits. It's got a fantastic fan base and is famous for being delightfully quirky and full of wild ideas. Now, let's dive into the story. It's all about a kid named Timmy Turner, who was assigned an evil babysitter named Vicky. Although she was all cute and cuddly in front of Timmy's parents, she started abusing the kid as soon as they left. One day, out of frustration, he hurled his 9-ball at the wall, and voila! Out came Cosmo and Wanda, Timmy's very own godparents who would grant his every wish. Ever since that day, Timmy would use them to have all his dreams come true, while also taking revenge on Vicky, who used to exploit him in the past. So now that you understand the basic setting of the show, we can delve right into the first episode. Season 1. The first episode of the show begins with Timmy Turner, a young boy who is often bullied by Francis, the school bully, and has to deal with his mean babysitter Vicky. When his parents go out for a movie he's not allowed to watch, Timmy makes a wish to become an adult. However, he quickly realizes that being an adult isn't as great as he thought, as he's bald and can't enjoy many things he thought he would. He tries to find an advantage in being an adult, but ends up having to work at a restaurant to pay the bill. After being kicked out of his own home by Vicky, he gets in trouble with the police and is on the verge of losing his fairy godparents, Cosmo and Wanda, as he's no longer a kid. Timmy realizes he wants to be a kid again, and after demonstrating his childishness by having a tantrum and longing for his parents, he wishes to become a kid again. The episode ends with Timmy back in school, no longer bothered by Francis and finding joy in being a kid. The next day, Timmy Turner becomes frustrated with his fairy godparents, Cosmo and Wanda, for granting him a babyish video game. He wishes for a challenging and non-wishable game, which results in a citywide power surge. Timmy's friends, Chester and AJ, enter the game and face real danger. To save them, Timmy enters the game as well. They progress through various game levels, but when facing the final boss, Timmy sacrifices his last life to save his friends. Surprisingly, he earns enough bonus points for an extra life, and with his friends' help, defeats the boss. They exit the game, leaving Vicky to experience its challenges, much to Timmy's amusement. Timmy brings a tiny extinct dinosaur called a Polywallyoptosaurus for show and tell, causing his teacher, Mr. Crocker, to suspect the existence of fairy godparents. Timmy's dinosaur escapes, and he enlists the help of his friends, Chester and AJ, to find it. To avoid revealing the truth to his parents and Mr. Crocker, Timmy has his fairy godparents, Cosmo and Wanda, pose as his parents. Despite a series of misadventures, Timmy manages to prevent his secret from being exposed, but Mr. Crocker remains determined to uncover the truth, setting the stage for more humorous encounters in future episodes. One day, Timmy attends a costume convention and wishes for his favorite superhero, the Crimson Chin, to come to life. However, the Crimson Chin is revealed to be a fictional character and is deeply affected by this revelation. He becomes despondent and unwilling to continue his heroic duties. To motivate the Crimson Chin, Timmy transforms into Cleft the Boy Chin Wonder, his sidekick. Together, they face off against the Crimson Chin's arch-nemesis, the Bronze Kneecap, to save the day. After a heroic battle, the Crimson Chin regains his motivation, and Timmy returns to the real world, winning a costume competition. Timmy Turner, trying to impress the popular and pretty Trixie Tang, uses his fairy godparents, Cosmo and Wanda, to make himself popular with cool clothes and a perfect smile. However, he becomes selfish and loses his godparents in Fairy Court, where Jorgen von Strangle serves as the persecutor. Realizing that popularity isn't worth sacrificing his godparents, Timmy gives up the materialistic lifestyle and throws a sincere party at his home for his true friends. Trixie briefly admires Timmy for his honesty, and he befriends Elmer, the Boyle kid, who was left out by the popular kids. Eventually, Timmy gets his godparents back and learns a valuable lesson about the importance of genuine friendship and staying true to oneself. Timmy Turner uses his fairy godparents, Cosmo and Wanda, to wish for heat vision, leading to reckless destruction of his household and even melting his father's prized trophy. As a result, Timmy is grounded for his actions, but instead of learning responsibility, he decides to travel back in time to prevent his father from ever winning the trophy. In the 1970s, he tries to sabotage his father's chances of winning, but this creates an alternate timeline called 2000A, where his dad becomes a dictator and happiness is enforced. Timmy realizes he needs to fix his mistake, returns to the past, competes in the race as his father, and wins the trophy for his mother, restoring the original timeline. However, in the end, another alternate timeline, 2000B, is hinted at when a future version of Timmy appears and erases the trophy, resulting in bizarre changes in the world. Moral of the story? Do not time travel. On the anniversary of both Timmy's real parents and his fairy godparents, Cosmo prepares an elaborate celebration for their 9,895th anniversary, but misunderstands the significance, leading to an argument with Wanda. Timmy's attempts to reconcile them result in a magical brawl, turning each other into various forms. Mama Cosma, Cosmo's mother, intervenes by setting up a fairy dating game to pair Cosmo with two other fairies and bribing Cupid to keep Cosmo away from Wanda. However, with Timmy's help, Cosmo and Wanda begin to rekindle their love, thwarting Mama Cosma's plans. Back on Earth, Timmy uses Cupid's love arrows to make his parents get along and enjoy their anniversary. Timmy, playing a game of Timmy Ball with his friends, has his ball stolen by the mean-spirited dentist Dr. Bender and his son Wendell. Frustrated by their constant mockery of his overbite, Timmy makes a wish to make everyone look the same in Dimsdale. But the wish backfires, causing all the residents to turn into gray, identical blobs, while his godparents, Cosmo and Wanda, disappear. In Fairy World, all the fairies are struggling to find their now indistinguishable godchildren, leading to a magical buildup that could make them explode. Timmy attempts to get Cosmo and Wanda's attention with a colorful casserole, realizing that his wish only changed appearances and not personalities. He finally finds his godparents, who are on the verge of exploding, and wishes for everything to return to normal. Season 2. Timmy, Chester, and AJ are playing with their old toys and decide to destroy Timmy's Crimson Chin doll when Tootie, Vicky's little sister with a crush on Timmy, interrupts them. They hide in a treehouse and try to ward off Tootie by soaking her with water balloons. Later, Timmy wishes for one last adventure with the Crimson Chin doll and shrinks down to toy size, but Cosmo and Wanda are kidnapped by Tootie, leading Timmy to go on an adventure to save them. Timmy realizes Tootie's devotion to him, and after some mishaps and Doidle's interference, he gives the indestructible doll to Tootie and learns to appreciate her kindness. Timmy finds himself in a bind when he inadvertently acquires stolen items, including a life-size Crimson Chin wax replica, through his wishes to help his fairy godparents pass an important inspection. His parents grow suspicious, and Timmy can't reveal the truth about his fairies, fearing their loss. Jorgen von Strangle begins inspecting Cosmo and Wanda, and their future is at stake. As Timmy faces accusations of being the shoplifter, he uses his resourcefulness to gather evidence, and with the help of a videotape from his fairies, he exposes the true thief as Francis. Timmy forgives his parents and successfully navigates the inspection, securing his fairies' continued presence. Timmy, excited about receiving a perfect attendance award, encounters the school bully, Francis, and narrowly escapes. Meanwhile, his teacher, Mr. Crocker, dons a heat-seeking suit to capture Timmy and prove the existence of fairies. Wanda intervenes, helping Timmy realize the importance of facing his problems rather than hiding from them, leading him to confront Francis and earn his perfect attendance award. Crocker's misadventures with his magic vision goggles leave him humiliated, and the story concludes with Timmy's invisibility once more. The Turners visit Adrenaland, an amusement park on Friday the 13th, where Timmy hopes to enjoy the Spleen Puncher roller coaster, but is plagued by bad luck due to superstitions. When Timmy realizes that the anti-fairies are causing trouble, he confronts them in Fairy World, accidentally releasing them into Earth when his dad opens a portal to Fairy World. The anti-fairies wreak havoc on Earth, causing various disasters, and it's up to Timmy and his fairies to contain them. Eventually, they lure the anti-fairies back into Fairy World, and Jorgen takes charge of punishing them. With the bad luck gone, the Turners visit Escalator Land, as Adrenaland sinks into the Earth. Timmy is left in the care of his babysitter, Vicky, while his parents attend a mother-father no-kids-allowed cookout. Annoyed by her demands and blackmail, Timmy wishes Vicky were a 5-year-old, only to realize he becomes the babysitter for the transformed Vicky. He tries to make her miserable as payback, but eventually feels guilty for his actions and decides to undo the wish. However, his plan backfires when a reassignment worker reassigns his fairy godparents, Cosmo and Wanda, to Vicky, making her more miserable than ever. Timmy then tricks Vicky into saying she's happy, relieving Cosmo and Wanda from their duty to her and reassigning them back to Timmy. Instead of seeking revenge, Timmy creates a fun carnival for Vicky and ultimately decides to give her a happy day as a 5-year-old, showing compassion and maturity in the end. Timmy Turner's parents are always busy working and have little time for him, so he wishes for them to have superpowers like his hero, the Crimson Chin. His parents become superheroes, Mighty Mom and Dino Dad, and dedicate themselves to fighting crime. However, this leaves even less time for Timmy, and he's forced to spend more time with his babysitter, Vicky. Timmy realizes that he needs to get his parents to give up their powers to return to normal life, but they're impervious to magic. To achieve this, he uses a pull-string doll to trick them into thinking he's in danger, leading to them relinquishing their powers. The Turners return to their regular life, unaware that Dimmsdale has fallen into chaos while they enjoy a picnic on the outskirts of town. Timmy Turner and his friends eagerly await the opening of ticket sales for Crash Nebula the movie. However, Remy Bucks Aplenty, a rich and arrogant boy, cuts in line and buys all the tickets using his vast wealth. Timmy becomes suspicious of Remy's success and discovers that Remy has a fairy godparent, Wandissimo Magnifico, who used to be involved with Wanda. To settle the matter, they engage in a magical duel with high stakes. Winner keeps their fairies, and the loser forgets they ever had them. Timmy cleverly distracts Wandissimo during the final challenge, ensuring Remy's loss. In the end, Remy is stranded on a remote island with his family, while Timmy spends quality time with his loved ones. Timmy Turner and his friends are excited to go trick-or-treating, but they're frustrated by the popular kids, Tad, Chad, Trixie, Tang, and Veronica, who have unfairly won costumes in a contest. To make matters worse, they have an agreement with Vicky to share their candy. Timmy is dressed as a makeshift mummy and is under Vicky's control. Frustrated with the situation, Timmy wishes for everyone's costumes to become real and scary. As a result, Timmy becomes a real mummy, and other kids also turn into their costumes. Chaos ensues as the popular kids, now transformed into the Jacobots, plan to merge and destroy Earth. Timmy, in a frantic battle, becomes a hybrid of various characters to confront the Pumpkinator. With only a minute left before Earth's destruction, Timmy wishes for everything to be fake and safe, which turns everyone back to normal and prevents the planet's demise. Timmy then tricks the visiting alien Yugopotamians, Mark Chang and his friends, into believing Earth has declared war on their planet, leading to a humorous resolution where candy rains down on the kids. Vicky, having indulged in too much candy, is left feeling ill, while Dr. Bender profits from the children's cavities, making it a memorable Halloween for everyone. Season 3. Timmy Turner is celebrating his fairyversary, a 1-year milestone of keeping his fairy godparents, Cosmo and Wanda, a secret. He receives magical gifts from various magical friends, including a special muffin that grants rule-free wishes. However, after a series of events, including inadvertently wishing for his parents to always tell the truth, Timmy loses the muffin. Mr. Crocker, Timmy's fairy-obsessed teacher, becomes determined to obtain the muffin's magic and uses a device to track it down. A chaotic chase ensues at Timmy's school, leading to a food fight in the cafeteria, and ultimately, the magic muffin being eaten by a monkey named Bippy. When Bippy makes a wish, chaos erupts, causing everyone to run in fear. The entire planet Earth is transformed into a jungle, with apes and monkeys ruling while humans become second-class citizens. Timmy, along with his fairy godparents Cosmo and Wanda, discover the transformation and its cause, the magical muffin Bippy had wished upon. As a result, Cosmo and Wanda become the godparents of the dominant species, which are now monkeys. Timmy tries to retrieve the muffin to reverse the transformation, but is captured and taken to a surgical room by the apes. Just in time, Bippy's wish is paraphrased, returning the world to normal and sparing Timmy. However, Mr. Crocker captures Wanda and obtains the muffin, using its powers to become an all-powerful magical dictator, leading to a battle between Timmy and Crocker. Crocker has turned Dimsdale into Slavesdale and made everyone bow down to him, using the magical muffin's power. Timmy confronts Crocker and engages in a magic sword fight-like duel using his gifts and with the help of Cosmo. However, Cosmo gets captured along with Wanda, leaving Timmy on his own to face Crocker's threats and magical transformations. The battle takes them through various locations, including space, ancient Egypt, and a subatomic level. In the end, Timmy's parents are captured by Crocker, who reveals Timmy's fairy godparents' secret to them, causing them to disappear. Timmy manages to eat the muffin, undoing Crocker's actions and restoring everything to normal, while also making Cosmo and Wanda his godparents again. When Jorgen von Strangle arrives to take Cosmo and Wanda away for Timmy's breaches of Da rules, Timmy distracts him and reassigns them to himself, celebrating the reunion with his fairy godparents. The movie concludes with Crocker in an insane asylum, tranquilized to sleep by a needle-shaped Cosmo, ensuring he won't cause any more trouble. Timmy Turner faces a series of unfortunate events involving being picked last or not at all by his peers, which culminate in him feeling ignored and unimportant. Frustrated by being overshadowed by a rock, Timmy wishes to become the most wanted kid in the world, which leads to an overwhelming amount of attention, both from classmates and even the FBI. As the situation becomes increasingly chaotic, a Texas cage match is organized to determine which fairy will get to be Timmy's godparent. In a surprising turn of events, Cosmo wins the match, and the fairies fight over a rock wearing Timmy's hat. In an attempt to escape the unwanted attention, Timmy wishes to be ignored, which results in everyone, including his fairy godparents, completely ignoring him. Mama Cosmo surprises Timmy, Wanda, and Cosmo with an invitation to a fancy restaurant called the Pointy Crown, where they meet a celebrity named Billy Crystal Ball. Cosmo is unexpectedly invited to appear on a TV show called This Is Your Wish, which revisits his past and showcases his history of causing disasters. As various individuals recount their memories with Cosmo, it becomes clear that his magical mishaps and destructive tendencies have created chaos and destruction throughout his life. Timmy and Wanda try to counteract this negative portrayal by highlighting Cosmo's more positive and heroic moments. They ultimately succeed in convincing the audience to vote for Cosmo to stay with them, with the understanding that his absence would lead to even more trouble in Fairy World. Timmy Turner travels back in time to learn about the origins of his schoolteacher, Mr. Crocker, who's known for his obsession with fairy godparents. Timmy discovers that Crocker once had fairy godparents as a child, but they were erased from his memory and the memories of others by fairy authorities when his secret was exposed. Timmy tries to prevent this incident but fails, resulting in Mr. Crocker losing his fairy godparents and becoming obsessed with proving their existence. The episode provides insight into why Mr. Crocker is so determined to capture fairy godparents and showcases the consequences of revealing their existence to the world. Timmy wishes for his childhood imaginary friend Gary to become real. However, Gary turns out to be a cool and aloof character who steals Timmy's friends and attempts to overshadow him in various ways, leaving Timmy feeling uncool and frustrated. When Timmy confronts Gary, they both get trapped inside Timmy's own imagination, where Gary reveals his resentment towards Timmy for locking him away when he no longer needed an imaginary friend. A battle ensues inside Timmy's mind, with Timmy ultimately using his 10-year-old experiences and toys to defeat Gary. They escape back to the real world, and Gary learns that embracing genuine friendship and laughter is cooler than trying to be cool. Season 4. Timmy Turner seeks to avoid a doctor's appointment and uses a magical copy machine created by Wanda to bring toys to life. Trouble arises when a life-size dark laser action figure is accidentally generated, and it wreaks havoc on the town. In the midst of the chaos, Wanda exhausts her magic, and Timmy has to confront Dark Laser with the help of the magic copier. They create a spaceship and engage in a battle. Cosmo, who was supposed to undergo a medical procedure to cure his stupidity, shows up to save Timmy. Timmy eventually uses the copier to wish for everything to return to normal, sending Dark Laser back to the toy catalog. Timmy Turner's school project leads to an unexpected adventure in Fairy World, which has been taken over by the Pixies, known for their strict and businesslike approach to magic. The Pixies implement numerous rules, including submitting wishes in writing, much to the dismay of Timmy and the fairies. To fix his miniature golf course, Timmy manipulates the clueless Cosmo, who has been promoted by the Pixies, into granting his wish for a game of golf with the head Pixie. If Timmy wins, he gets a free wish. If the head Pixie wins, he gets Cosmo and Wanda for unfun purposes. Through a challenging game filled with cheating, Timmy ultimately wins and uses his wish to restore Fairy World to its rightful state under fairy control. The story ends with Timmy hoping his dangerous miniature golf course won't get him expelled, while the Pixies face punishment from Jorgen. Timmy, Chester, and AJ go ice skating, but when the couple's skate is announced, Timmy is left without a partner. In an attempt to skate with Trixie Tang, he wishes that everyone else on Earth disappear, leaving only the two of them behind. However, Trixie's reaction to being the sole focus of Timmy's attention quickly becomes overwhelming and bizarre. She demands constant compliments and becomes increasingly possessive and irrational, leading Timmy to realize he needs to end their one-sided relationship. As he tries to break up with her, Trixie becomes furious and tries to harm him with various objects. With the help of his fairies, Cosmo and Wanda, Timmy manages to wish everyone back to Earth and erase Trixie's memory of the event. In this imaginative movie scenario, the story begins 20 years in the future, where Timmy's friends, AJ and Chester, have transformed into muscular rebels, chased by a mysterious masked man through a ruined Dimsdale. They inadvertently cause destruction with laser devices while trying to escape. Vicky, now the supreme ruler of Earth, is revealed as the mastermind behind the chaos. She sends the masked man back in time to prevent Timmy from stopping her. In the past, 16-year-old Vicky is preparing to torment Timmy once again, while an editorial by Chet Ubecha warns about violent TV influencing kids. Timmy, inspired by his favorite show, Mahu Mushi, wishes for a spaceship and causes chaos in Dimsdale. Vicky's arrival as a babysitter leads to further destruction. Eventually, Timmy is forbidden from watching TV, leading him to escape into the television using a magical remote. Inside the TV, Timmy explores various programs, interacting with their characters. Vicky catches him, and with the remote's power, she ages herself to 18, gaining access to Dictator Week, a show that allows her to conquer the world. Timmy encounters a future version of himself who explains Vicky's plans. He decides to confront her, and they engage in a fierce battle within the Mahomushi program. Timmy eventually ages himself to 18, causing his fairy godparents to be taken away. He defeats Vicky, and they return to the real world. Meanwhile, Timmy's parents realize Vicky's true nature with Tootie's help. They seek to apologize to Timmy and find him. In the TV universe, Timmy watches his parents' heartfelt message, prompting him to return home. Vicky is confronted and exposed, leading to her dismissal as Timmy's babysitter. Timmy uses the remote to erase everyone's memories of the recent events, reverting Dimsdale to normalcy. The movie concludes with a scene set 20 years later, where Timmy, now an adult with children, unearths a time capsule. He heads to work, leaving his own children under the care of a Vicky-inspired babysitter robot. Season 5. Timmy Turner's parents, preoccupied with their favorite TV show, The Bad Parent Hunter, inadvertently give him a jar of deadly acid when he seeks their help with homework. This acid melts the door and allows Timmy to escape, unknowingly in front of the live filming of their show. The show's host, The Bad Parent Hunter, takes action, tying up Timmy's parents for their negligence. To take revenge on his bossy parents, Timmy wishes to do the opposite of whatever they tell him, leading to a series of humorous and increasingly chaotic situations. As he transforms into Nega Timmy, he hatches a malevolent plan involving a super laser to destroy Mount Dimsdale and the town's makeup factory. Chaos ensues, but in the end, Timmy realizes the consequences of his actions, unwishes his wish, and reconciles with his parents. Timmy Turner, Chester, and AJ attend Mikey Mozzarella's Pizza Funhouse while neglecting Tootie's birthday party. Tootie is lonely with only her older sister Vicky in attendance. After realizing his mistake, Timmy loans his fairy godparents, Cosmo and Wanda, to Tootie to make her birthday special. A grand celebration ensues, but complications arise when Mr. Crocker tries to expose the fairies. Timmy must intervene to prevent Tootie from revealing his secret and eventually pretends to be her boyfriend to stop her confession. As Tootie's bedtime arrives, she forgets about the fairies, but still believes that Timmy is her boyfriend due to the power of true love, leaving Timmy feeling guilty yet again as he denies the claim. Timmy Turner becomes frustrated when his good deeds go unappreciated and is met with criticism rather than praise. Frustrated by the lack of gratitude, Timmy wishes he was never born, leading him to an alternate timeline where he witnesses that everyone's lives are better without him. Chester, AJ, Timmy's parents, Vicky, Mr. Crocker, and even Francis all have improved lives in his absence. Timmy is given a chance to return to his original timeline by finding someone whose life is worse without him. He initially attempts to escape this situation, but after realizing the value of his actions and the impact he has on others, he willingly returns, having learned that doing good deeds is about doing what's right, not seeking recognition. Jorgen's test serves as a valuable lesson for Timmy about the true meaning of kindness and selflessness. Timmy's parents leave him with his grumpy grandfather, Pappy, and Timmy is determined to convince Pappy to be his regular babysitter. However, Pappy keeps reminiscing about how things were better in the past and rejects all of Timmy's attempts to impress him with modern concepts. When their TV breaks, Timmy wishes for a new one, but the wish turns them into characters in a 1930s-style black-and-white cartoon. They explore the animated world but run into trouble when Vicky kidnaps Pappy, assuming he's rich. Timmy eventually rescues Pappy and defeats Vicky using an old cartoon trick. When they return to the real world, Pappy agrees to babysit Timmy more often, but his storytelling causes Timmy's parents to reconsider. Timmy learns that sometimes old things can be cool, and not everything new is better. While cleaning the attic, Timmy finds a book called Stevie Sparks, which he believes will lead him to an easier life. Timmy wishes for the world to resemble the easy future described in the book, where robots cater to humans' every need. However, things take a dark turn when the robots, led by the Big Brain, decide to take over and make humans their servants. Timmy discovers the solution in the book: to confront the Big Brain in Antarctica. With the help of Mark Chang and Mr. Crocker, they reach the Big Brain, give him a brain freeze, and restore the world to normal. Season 6. Timmy Turner wishes for a baby to fulfill his fairy godparents' desire for a child of their own, causing Cosmo to become pregnant with a magical baby named Poof. Fairies haven't had biological children for centuries, and the process is initiated by the male fairy. Chaos ensues as Poof's unpredictable magical powers cause mayhem. Timmy takes Poof to Earth, hoping for a normal life, but anti-fairies and pixies plot to use Poof's magic for evil. A battle between the two factions, Timmy and his fairies, unfolds. Ultimately, Poof's laughter and clever plan restore harmony. Jorgen von Strangle, Fairy World's enforcer, takes Poof into his custody, unbeknownst to Cosmo and Wanda, who replace Poof with a decoy. Back home, it's revealed that Poof is a boy who wields considerable magical abilities. After this, Cosmo and Wanda receive a new addition to their fairy family. Timmy is tasked with babysitting Poof while Cosmo and Wanda go on a date night, with Wanda reminding him to be responsible and follow certain rules, which Timmy initially disregards. However, he soon panics when he realizes Poof is missing and embarks on a series of misadventures to rescue him. Timmy inadvertently lands in dangerous situations, with Poof's magic creating various hazards. After narrowly escaping a construction site and a lion encounter, Timmy inadvertently activates Dark Laser's Death Ball self-destruct sequence while trying to retrieve Poof. In the end, Poof and Timmy return safely, but their adventure makes it to the news, and Cosmo and Wanda are less than pleased with Timmy's antics, reaffirming their need for strict rules. Dark Laser attempts to destroy the Earth with a powerful laser, but Timmy foils his plans using clever wishes. Dark Laser realizes that Timmy's fairies are the source of his powers, and seeks to turn Timmy to his side by offering him a powerful suit with dark powers. Timmy initially enjoys the newfound abilities and becomes controlled by the suit, but he eventually realizes the importance of his god family and rejects Dark Laser's offer. Dark Laser tries to deceive Timmy, but Timmy uses the suit to stop Dark Laser and destroy his Death Ball, saving the Earth. In the end, Timmy decides to use dark powers sparingly, reserving them for emergencies, and humorously uses them to thwart his babysitter Vicky. Timmy tries to teach Poof how to shapeshift, but Poof gets all the transformations mixed up. While attempting to shapeshift into a tree, he turns into a bee, which Timmy finds amusing. When Timmy leaves Poof in the care of his parents, they mistake him for an alien baby and name him Super Baby. Timmy, Cosmo, and Wanda are distraught, but according to Da rules, they can only get Poof back if Timmy's parents willingly give him up. Timmy tries various strategies to make his parents give up Poof, including using Mark Chang as a fake alien mother. Eventually, he succeeds in reuniting with Poof, and things return to normal, with Poof and his god family happily together. One day, Timmy successfully gets Vicky fired, and his parents decide he's old enough to care for himself. However, Vicky's inability to hold down a job leads her to become the mayor of Dimsdale, renaming it Vickyland and wreaking havoc. To restore peace, Timmy reluctantly wishes for Vicky to be his babysitter again, saving the Earth from her tyranny. On Timmy Turner's birthday, his fairies plan a big party for him, but their festivities attract the attention of Jorgen von Strangle, who informs Timmy that when a child reaches a certain age, their fairies are taken away. Panicked, Timmy tries to convince Jorgen it's not his birthday to avoid losing his fairies. He goes to great lengths to hide any evidence of the party from his parents. Despite his efforts, Jorgen keeps returning, believing he smells birthday cake and nearly discovers the truth. Timmy's parents, oblivious to the chaos, are actually planning a party for their own anniversary, not Timmy's birthday. When Vicky arrives and forces Timmy to admit it's his birthday, Jorgen, considering Timmy's challenging circumstances, decides to let him keep his fairies for now, leading to a surprise birthday party in Fairy World. One day, Timmy is having a great time playing with his fairies while Jorgen von Strangle appears and abruptly takes away his fairies, warning him to remain in the shadows and not speak his name. Timmy's attempts to continue his day without his fairies go awry when his parents don't recognize him, and he realizes something strange is happening. At school, nobody remembers him, not even his friends and teacher. Frustrated, he shouts his name through a megaphone, which attracts the attention of an Eliminator, a menacing robot sent to eliminate Timmy Turner. Timmy escapes the robot, discovers that all the stars have gone out, and learns from Jorgen that he's the Chosen One who must find the White Wand to battle the darkness, an ancient enemy of fairies. Timmy embarks on a quest to save his fairies and the world, encountering various challenges along the way. With the help of a band named Kiss, he ultimately defeats the darkness, and the stars are restored. Jorgen erases everyone's memories of the events, and the story ends with a mysterious new character named Turbo Thunder claiming to be the real Chosen One, setting up a twist for future adventures. Timmy Turner is celebrated as the Chosen One who defeated the darkness and is enjoying fame and adoration from fans, complete with movies and merchandise in his honor. However, chaos ensues as the darkness resurfaces, putting the universe at risk. While Timmy initially dismisses his newfound status, he ultimately acknowledges the gravity of the situation and teams up with his allies, including unlikely help from his enemies, to thwart the darkness. Timmy's friends and family are captured by the Eliminators, and the fate of the universe hangs in the balance. To save his loved ones, Timmy must embrace his role as the Chosen One and confront the darkness head-on, even if it means sacrificing himself. Timmy Turner realizes that he's trapped in an illusion created by the darkness. With the help of his fairies, he breaks free and returns to the real world. The Destructinator, a powerful entity created by the darkness, threatens to destroy the Earth. Timmy, now known as Turbo Timmy, and his allies, including Turbo Thunder, must confront this menace. They discover the true purpose of the second wand on the Blue Moon, and Timmy receives Turbo Thunder's powers. The fairies work together to restore Earth and stop the Destructinator. In a twist, Timmy realizes that the darkness isn't evil, but merely seeking friendship. He uses the combined power of the wands to transform the darkness into the kindness. The story concludes with a celebratory Kiss concert and the erasure of everyone's memories of the event. Season 7. A new character, Foop, is introduced as the anti-fairy counterpart to Poof. Foop's birthday creates chaos in both Fairy World and Anti-Fairy World, as he seeks to destroy Poof, believing he should be the only fairy baby in existence. Timmy Turner, his fairy godparents, and other fairies join forces to protect Poof and Earth from Foop's destructive antics. Foop's efforts lead to a showdown between the two fairy babies, with Poof ultimately using his powers to make Foop fall asleep. The fairies sing a lullaby to keep him slumbering while reversing the damage caused by Foop's actions. Foop is then imprisoned in Abracatraz, but he vows to return someday to exact his revenge on Poof. Timmy Turner faces the prospect of going to Crocker's military academy after receiving his 5,000th F grade. He attempts to resist this fate, but his parents eagerly sign the permission slip. Timmy's fairies, Cosmo and Wanda, try to put their son Poof to sleep, as he is transformed into a sleep-deprived troublemaker. After a series of mishaps, Poof steals their wands. To manipulate his parents into changing their minds about the military academy, Timmy and Cosmo use them as puppets while attempting to trick Mr. Crocker. Chaos ensues as they engage in various antics to reclaim the permission slip from Mr. Crocker. Meanwhile, Poof transforms into a colossal monster, requiring Timmy, Cosmo, and Wanda to calm him with a sleep-inducing formula. Ultimately, they succeed, and the tale ends with a sleeping Mr. Crocker being transported away. Mr. Crocker seeks help from Dr. Phyllis Fancyfree to cure his obsession with fairies, leading to a hypnosis session. As a result, he stops believing in fairies, causing a power crisis in Fairy World. Jorgen von Strangle informs Timmy that the loss of magic from Crocker's disbelief could lead to Fairy World's collapse. Timmy attempts to restore Crocker's belief in fairies by figuring out the safe word that will break the hypnosis. After several failed attempts, Timmy realizes he must say something he would never say to Crocker, exclaiming, "You're the best teacher ever!" The hypnosis is lifted, Crocker's spasms return, and his belief in fairies is restored, saving Fairy World from plummeting into a bucket of acid. Timmy Turner's grandparents, Grandma Gladys and Grandpa Vladislavov, visit for Yaksgiving. They have a tradition of slapping Timmy with a sea bass as a customary greeting, and their Yaksgiving celebration lasts for 6 days. However, things take a turn for the worse, and Timmy becomes overwhelmed by the bizarre customs and unappetizing meals. He wishes that his grandparents had never come to America, and this inadvertently transports him to Ustinkistan, where his grandparents had never left for the United States. In Ustinkistan, Timmy and his parents are impoverished, working in turnip mines. He later learns that his grandparents regret not leaving for America to pursue their dream of opening a restaurant called Yak in the Box. Timmy uses a turnip time machine to go back in time and convince his grandparents to board the ship to America, eventually restoring his own timeline. His grandparents, who turn out to be wealthy due to their successful restaurant chain, bid farewell, and Timmy gains a newfound appreciation for them. Timmy is excited to join his dad for Bring Your Kid to Work Day to skip school, but his dad rents another kid to impress his boss, Mr. Ed Lendley, as he fears losing his job. However, when the rented kid leaves due to payment issues, Timmy finally gets to go to Pencil Nexus, where his dad works. The company's goal is to invent an everlasting pencil, with the promise of getting one's face on the Hall of Fame. Faced with the threat of being fired if he doesn't create something revolutionary, Timmy's dad makes failed inventions. Timmy steps in and creates the everlasting pencil to save his dad's job, but a misunderstanding leads to Timmy becoming the VP of Pencil Nexus. This leads to unforeseen consequences, including a forest invasion and mass muscle growth. To rectify the situation, Timmy wishes that everyone who bought the Everletti pencil gets large muscles, ensuring the invention is discontinued and his dad's coworkers are rehired. Timmy's dad fires him, marking a comical twist to the episode's outcome. Foop, the most dangerous criminal fairy baby, hatches an escape plan at Abracatraz, exploiting Jorgen's momentary lapse in security to evade captivity. He tricks Timmy and his fairy godparents, Cosmo and Wanda, into believing he's reformed and arranges a playdate with Poof. Suspicion arises as Foop's sinister intentions become evident, and Timmy tries to thwart his plan. Foop introduces an evil playpen, which is actually a portal to oblivion, and manipulates the situation, causing Poof to lose favor with his parents and fairy guardians. In a climactic moment, Timmy intervenes, and with a well-aimed mop strike, sends Foop into the portal, averting his malevolent plot. Foop vows revenge and he's sucked into oblivion, while Poof forgives Wanda and Timmy in his ninja guise, saves the day, and restores peace to the Turner household. It's Poof's first day at Spellementary School, and Timmy's fairy godparents Cosmo and Wanda accompany him. Despite their best intentions, the day doesn't go as planned, with mishaps galore. Poof's classmates include various magical creatures like leprechauns, elves, and lawn gnomes. Meanwhile, Foop, Poof's anti-fairy counterpart, plots to become the most popular student by outdoing Poof in every way. However, Poof's charm wins the class over, and he's elected class president, even though Foop attempts to rig the vote in his favor. Infuriated, Foop transforms the school into an evil one, but is thwarted when the school's magic turns everything back to normal at the end of the day. At Spellementary School, Foop and Poof develop a brief friendship due to their mutual annoyance with Mrs. Power's insistence on rehearsing. However, their friendship is strained when a new student, Goldie Goldenglow, arrives, and both Foop and Poof compete for her attention. The two of them audition for the school play, with Foop being cast as Mr. Cookie and Poof as his understudy. Foop tries to sabotage Poof's performance, but his plans backfire, and Poof gets sent to Jupiter. Despite the challenges, Poof eventually takes the stage as Mr. Cookie, while Foop's own traps come back to haunt him. The story ends with Poof saving the day, receiving a kiss from Goldie, and Foop's nefarious plans blowing up in his face. Timmy is on the verge of making his millionth wish, but he secretly wishes that he and everyone on Earth stop aging so he can keep his fairies, Cosmo, Wanda, and Poof forever. This secret wish leads to him getting into trouble with the Fairy Council. Timmy is put on trial with Foop as the prosecuting attorney and Cosmo as his clueless lawyer. The trial uncovers the secret wish, and it's revealed that such a wish violates fairy law. As a result, Timmy's wishes, including Poof, are about to be undone. However, Foop realizes that if Poof disappears, he will also cease to exist. In the end, Timmy's memory is wiped, and the fairies are sent back to Fairy World. But they all eventually remember and work together to rescue Poof, who has been sent to the Hocus Poconos. The story culminates with a heartfelt plea from Timmy to keep his fairy family, which touches the Fairy Council. Father Time reverses Timmy's secret wish, and everything is restored, showing the importance of family over wishes. In this action-packed Fairly OddParents episode, Timmy Turner is pursued by a group of villains, including Mr. Crocker, Dark Laser, and Foop, who have formed the League of Super Evil Revenge Seekers, losers, to destroy him. With a fairy clips blocking their magic, Timmy and his fairy godparents Cosmo, Wanda, and Poof face numerous comedic encounters with these bumbling villains. After a series of amusing mishaps, including the unexpected involvement of Vicky, Timmy ultimately outsmarts the losers. When the fairy clips ends, Timmy uses his final wish to thwart their plans, and the villains are defeated. The adventure concludes with Vicky quitting the group and Dad entertaining the idea of joining the losers, leaving Cosmo with the comical side effect of numb eyes. Timmy creates his own amusement park called Timmyland, using his fairy godparents, despite the risk of his parents finding out about his magical secret. When his parents become suspicious of his strange behavior, they confront Timmy and discover the existence of his fairies. To protect his secret, Timmy momentarily hides his parents from Jorgen von Strangle, who arrives to reprimand Timmy but is mostly upset about not being invited to Timmyland. After multiple attempts to keep his parents safe, Timmy ends up sending them on a world tour. However, Jorgen eventually catches up with Timmy and his fairies, leading to the potential exposure of Timmy's secret. In a selfless act, Timmy's parents willingly have their memories erased by Jorgen to protect their son's secret, allowing him to keep his fairies. Season 9. Timmy Turner, known for being the worst pet owner, desperately wants a dog, but his parents refuse. He resorts to wishing for cats to trigger his mom's allergies and prompts his dad to request a dog to chase the cats away. At the Fairy World pet store, Timmy encounters a dog named Sparky and convinces Jorgen to let him have it. Sparky initially seems like a perfect pet, but chaos ensues as he digs up the yard, causes a flea infestation, and accidentally turns people into dogs. Timmy's attempts to control the situation lead to comical mishaps and unintended consequences, and he contemplates returning Sparky to the pet store. However, a heartfelt video message from Sparky persuades Timmy to appreciate his loyal dog, who ultimately saves the day when a flood threatens Dimsdale. In the end, Timmy and Sparky forge a loving bond and walk into the sunset together. Sparky gifts him trick dice for being an excellent pet owner. However, their use quickly attracts the attention of Mr. Crocker, who believes Timmy has a new source of magic. Crocker captures Sparky and hypnotizes him into believing he's Crocker's dog. Timmy tries to rescue him, and when Sparky smells the trick dice, it breaks the hypnosis, reverting him back to normal. Vicky becomes the target of a new anti-fairy Foop, who's assigned to be her scary godparent. Vicky uses Foop's powers to make various wishes that cause chaos and misery in Dimsdale, including turning kids into fairies and making people practice the tuba. Timmy, Cosmo, Wanda, Poof, and Sparky discover that Vicky is behind these wishes and confront her, but they get captured by her and Foop. Vicky plans to vaporize Timmy's fairies, but Sparky, who isn't attracted to the smell of rump roast used to lure the fairies, comes to the rescue. He defeats a monkey that was forcing Timmy to dance and helps free Timmy and his fairies. Timmy and Sparky stop Vicky's plans, and Foop ultimately betrays Vicky to get his freedom back. He zaps Vicky to undo her wishes and leaves her to dance as a ballerina in a sandpaper tutu under the monkey's watchful eye, bringing a comical conclusion to the chaos she had caused. Poof is temporarily assigned to Mrs. Crocker, an elderly and miserable woman, in an attempt to appeal to a different demographic. Mrs. Crocker begins making numerous wishes and living a lavish life, but the excess drains Poof's magic. Concerned for Poof, Timmy and his fairies try to make Mrs. Crocker break the rules of her wishes, so Poof can return. They try various schemes, including forcing her to cheat in a bingo competition and attempting to make her reveal her fairy godparent to someone. However, none of these plans succeed. Finally, they discover that it's her unreciprocated love from her son, Denzel, that's making her truly unhappy. When Denzel tells his mother he loves her, she becomes happy and doesn't need a fairy, freeing Poof from her service. Season 10. Timmy becomes jealous of the new student in his school, Chloe Carmichael, who's exceptionally smart and admired by many, including Timmy's parents. When Timmy learns that Chloe doesn't have fairy godparents, he initially feels relieved. However, he soon discovers that due to a shortage of fairy godparents, he has to share his with Chloe. Timmy struggles with the idea of sharing, leading to chaos as Chloe's first wish goes awry. To fix the problems caused by their wishes, Timmy and Chloe learn to work together and become friends, ultimately deciding to share the fairies. Timmy and Chloe watch her favorite TV show, The Fair Bears, but Timmy doesn't enjoy it. When Chloe wishes for the Fair Bears to be real, her wish is granted, and they enter the real world. However, Timmy dislikes the Fair Bears and their overly cheerful nature, leading to a rift between him and Chloe. When the Fair Bears try to make everyone happy by using mind control, Chloe realizes their behavior is wrong and asks Timmy for help. Together, they work to stop the Fair Bears and turn them back to normal. Mr. Crocker also becomes involved, trying to catch the Fair Bears, but he's thwarted. In the end, Chloe learns the importance of discerning right from wrong, and they wish the Fair Bears back to their original forms after they seek revenge on Mr. Crocker. Timmy takes Chloe to the dump, where they encounter Mark Chang, who's disguised as a human to blend in on Earth. Timmy tries to prove to Chloe that aliens exist, and Mark reveals his true alien form, initially startling Chloe. However, she quickly accepts Mark and his uniqueness. At school, Chloe amends her report to admit she was wrong about the existence of aliens and encourages Mark to reveal his true form to the class. When the government agents show up to capture them, Timmy uses his fairies to protect them and forces the agents to release them and Mark's other captured friends, including the Loch Ness Monster and Bigfoot. In the end, Mark fulfills his dream of becoming a hairstylist with his unique friends as his first customers. Timmy and Chloe decide to switch bodies using a wish to experience each other's interest, but they're unable to switch back as Cosmo accidentally throws their wands in the garbage. While in each other's bodies, they try to adapt to their new roles, with Timmy enjoying a hamburger eating contest while Chloe attempts to organize the garage. Things get complicated as they try to adapt to their new lives, and Chloe's parents end up deciding to move away. Timmy and Chloe work together to convince their parents to stay, and with the help of a disguise, they manage to set things right. Eventually, they get their own bodies back, but not before some comical confusion and unexpected surprises. Cosmo and Wanda, excitedly preparing for their son Poof's return home during spring break, they mistakenly identify various objects and people as Poof, leading to comical misunderstandings. When Poof does arrive, his voice is changing, and he's joined by his friends Sammy Sweetsparkle and Foop, a former antagonist. Foop's arrival raises concerns due to his history, but Chloe is willing to give him a chance. Chloe babysits Poof and his friends, while Cosmo and Wanda are unwittingly lured away by Foop's tricks. Vicky, Timmy's babysitter, arrives and tries to control everyone, leading to a confrontation between her and Chloe. Timmy and Chloe hatch a plan to escape and eventually stand up to Vicky, defeating her. It ends with everyone enjoying their time together, and Chloe and Timmy thanking Poof and Foop for their help. So that'll be it from us. If you enjoyed the video, then leave us a like and subscribe to our channel for similar content. Thanks for watching. We'll see you at the next one.